You ever notice how some people just stay on your mind? Like you're in bed, replaying every conversation you had with that one person, and suddenly you're the one obsessed, wondering what magic they did in those few minutes that got you hooked like this. Here's what nobody tells you. Attraction was never about being the best looking, funniest, or richest. It's about some specific psychological triggers that make someone's brain obsess over you. Triggers most people never even realize exist. Today I'm covering 4 dark psychology tactics so powerful they can make literally anybody addicted to anyone. The 4th one is my favorite because it turns attraction into straight up obsession. It's called intermittent reinforcement. Now you've heard of slot machines, right? The way they work is simple. You pull the lever, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But the key is, you never know when you're going to win. If you won every time, it would get boring. If you lost every time, you'd quit. But the uncertainty, that's what keeps you pulling for hours. Your brain is wired the exact same way when it comes to people. Think about the person who always texts back instantly. They're nice, but after a while, there's no tension, no chase. You start taking them for granted. Now think about the person who sometimes replies in seconds and sometimes leaves you on red for 3 hours. Which one do you think about more? Exactly. That's intermittent reinforcement in action. Your brain treats them like a slot machine. You never know when the reward is coming, so you keep checking. And when they finally do reply, that dopamine hit feels massive. I used to know someone who would text me all day for 3 days straight, then vanish for a week, and I'd check my phone every 5 minutes, and it wasn't love. It was my brain chasing a reward it couldn't predict. So if you want someone hooked, don't be cruel. Just don't be predictable. Be warm when you're present, but don't always be present. But here's the catch. This only works if they already care about you. So how do you make them care in the first place? That's where the second one comes in. Number 2, scarcity. This one is so simple. It feels like cheating. People want what they can't have, not because they're broken, because their brain thinks rare equals valuable. Think about limited edition sneakers, exclusive drops. Same logic applies to attention. If you're always available, always saying yes, always quick to respond, you become predictable. And predictability kills attraction. Think about the friend who's always free. You love them, but when they text, you don't feel anything. Now think about the one who's always doing their own thing, always busy, sometimes cancels. When they finally make time for you, it feels like an event. Their attention feels rare, so it feels valuable. I'm not saying fake being busy. That's cringe, and people see through it. I'm saying genuinely have a life. Lock into your own goals, and your time naturally becomes limited. That's real scarcity. It's not manipulation. It's just how the brain works. But even scarcity can't explain why certain conversations stick in your head for weeks. That's the 3rd one. Number 3, the Zeigarnik effect. This one is low-key the reason you can't stop thinking about that unfinished conversation. Your brain hates unfinished business. It remembers things it didn't complete way more than things it finished. That's why you can recall that one project you abandoned, but can't remember what you ate yesterday. In relationships, this means if you end a conversation at a high point, before it fades out, the other person's brain keeps trying to close the loop, and that keeps them thinking about you. Let me paint a picture. You're texting someone, and the convo is actually fire. You're both laughing, sharing stories, and it's getting good. Most people let it keep going until it gets boring, then say goodnight. But what if instead, right at the peak, you say, "Oh, I just remembered something crazy. I'll tell you tomorrow," and then actually go to sleep? Now their brain is stuck on that unfinished thread. They're lying there, wondering what the story is. You've planted a thought they can't delete. That's an open loop. It's the same reason cliffhangers make you binge the next episode. So far, we've got unpredictability, scarcity, and open loops. But the 4th one? That's the one that makes people feel like they need you. And honestly, it's a little messed up. Number 4, future faking. This is when someone paints a whole future with you. Trips, plans, when we're older we'll do this, and then never follows through. Your brain starts experiencing that future like it's already real. Dopamine just from the thought. So when they pull away or won't commit, you feel like you lost something that never even existed, and you start chasing that feeling. I had someone who would always talk about how we'd travel the world together. Never happened. But I stayed invested for months because of that picture. I wasn't hooked on her. I was hooked on the version of life she promised me. Future faking makes you addicted to a possibility, not a person. Now, if you're thinking about using these to manipulate people, don't. Not because I'm about to give you a moral lecture, but because people eventually see through it. And the second they do, you lose all power. The real dark psychology isn't playing games. It's becoming someone so locked into your own life that your attention naturally becomes valuable. That's the most addictive thing there is. Not tricks, presence. And that's actually the deeper truth I wanted you to sit with. Because you didn't click on this video just to learn tricks. You clicked because you're tired of feeling like the one who cares more, the one who gets left on red, the one who feels invisible. Those 4 tactics, they're the reason you felt that way. But now you understand the game. And the moment you understand it, you stop being a player. You become the one who writes the rules. So real quick, unpredictability, scarcity, open loops, future faking. That's the game. And now you know why you can't stop thinking about certain people. And you know why some people seem to have everyone hooked. But here's the thing. Most of your conversations don't happen in person. They happen through texts. And texting is a completely different battlefield. Same psychology, but the way you apply it changes completely. If you don't know how to do this over messages, you're leaving most of the game on the table. I broke down the exact texting methods in the video on your screen right now. Click it, and I'll show you how to make someone addicted to your text, not just your presence. I'll see you right there.